It always has such a nice voice. Recording in progress. Okay, good morning. It is Saturday, September 25th, and today we're going to be talking about just a couple different tools that you could use in group sound baths, but also in one-on-one sound baths, because I feel like especially now that we're leaning into our level two more and doing one-on-one sessions, I feel like people are leaving and going, this is really cool, but then what? So if somebody comes into your session and they need more work, and really, I think if you're doing one-on-one sessions, you should be giving your clients homework to do, because they have to facilitate actively in their own healing as well. I think it's like any other healing modality, massage, whatever it is. They come in and see you for a fraction of their life, but you want them to go away from your session with tools to help them continue that transformation until they see you again. And if you don't do any coaching or you've never been through a coaching class, you maybe don't know some tools. So we're going to go over a couple things today. This is not by any means an exhaustive list. I think if any of you have not done the Master of Mindfulness program, if that's something that you're interested in, coaching, transformational coaching, I would 100% take the class. And we're restructuring that mindfulness program to be broken down like the sound healing program, where it's going to be in 4 different sections. So you can customize what it is that you want to learn through the program. But if coaching is something that you feel like you're drawn to, at Meditate, we have a program for you. If you don't want to go through it with us, there's plenty of other programs out there. But it is a handy tool to have, especially if you're working one-on-one with people, because you do want to, ask them or give them things to do when you leave. So we're going to talk about a couple things today. And the first thing we're going to talk about is journaling. I'm going to read from my phone. I'm sorry. So I'm going to be looking down, but one of the main tools that I give my clients, especially if I know, I give this kind of to every client, but if I especially know I'm going to be working with someone for a bunch of different sessions, one of the main things I always do is journaling. And now journaling is not for everyone. Journaling really isn't for me, as far as there's lots of different styles of journaling. I'm not really a stream of consciousness, sit down and just start writing. I'm more of a bullet point person. I'm sure anybody who knows me, I don't have time to freaking sit down and write a bunch. I need to bullet point this thing and get the hell out of here. So for me, the bullet point journaling works for me. But journaling is a great way to help your clients really look back and see their progress. So sometimes if someone's seeing you and they're seeing you for a while, we make subtle shifts, right? So we leave a sound bath or we leave a coaching session and we do certain things and we've shifted subtly. But sometimes those shifts happen so subtly over time that we almost don't recognize that they've happened. And when you have a client doing journaling, they can look back to where you started to where they are now and really review all the progress they've made, which is kind of cool, because I think as the practitioner, I always see how far my clients have come, but it's amazing how, because they're living in their lives and maybe those shifts aren't super gigantic, they're little shifts over time. We have short memories sometimes, so we sometimes forget where we started. So for thousands of years, people have been keeping journals. We keep a lot of things in our heads, but we put less down on paper. All of those thoughts and ideas bouncing around can sometimes feel overwhelming. You have to-do lists and hopes, dreams, secrets, failures, love, loss, up and down. Ideas come and go, feelings pass. How do you remember all of them? How do you keep them organized? A great way to keep your thoughts organized and clear to your mind is to write them down in a journal. Journals are an outlet for your thoughts, a confidant, and a practical meditative tool. And expressing yourself in a personal place is a wonderful way to stay sane in this world. Journaling is such a fantastic practice to cultivate for many reasons. It forces you to look back and see your thoughts at one point in history. It helps you make better life decisions when considering past experiences, feelings, and memories. And you can also notice patterns in your behavior and in your attitudes. Hang on, I'm going to admit Alex here. Sorry, you guys. We're just going to let Alex in. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
We are just getting started with journaling, so I'm going to mute you, but we just started into our discussion on journaling. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Journaling can serve as a source of encouragement to remind you of where you've come from. It's also great to show you how much you've done in the past. In addition to encouraging downtime for daily reflection, the practice of journaling has been linked with various benefits, including improved health, better sleep, and improved mindfulness, which we're all interested in. When you journal, you are freed from your thoughts and are enabled to move past them. There are lots and lots and lots of types of journaling. There's food journaling, art journaling, travel journaling, prayer journaling. The benefit and transformation comes as you explore and journal about anything you feel called toward, therefore enhancing your day-to-day experiences and mindfulness. I would say for this class that we're going to be talking about today, I really want to link it up with mindfulness, our mindfulness practices and sound healing. Oh, hang on. We got somebody else coming in. Okay. We have Melissa coming in, everyone. Okay. Hello, Miss Melissa. We are just starting our discussion on coaching tools for sound healing, but really we're talking about coaching tools for one-on-one sessions, coaching tools that you can give people for after a group sound bath, but also coaching tools to use on, any of your clients. I think one-on-one group sound baths, any type of interaction that you're having with clients can benefit from these things. So there's lots of different types of journaling, but we're gonna go through a few different ones here. So different types of journaling. There's stream of consciousness, which is the pressure to write poetically and coherently, all while sounding intelligent, is constantly weighing down our thoughts and our pens. A simple and effective aid is writing your simplest thoughts and ideas, paving the road to healthy quality writing, and even help prepare you for your best life. Stream of consciousness journaling is a freeing, cathartic, and introspective method that is sure to enhance more than one aspect of your life. So ditch the anxiety of writing logically and clearly. Let your most immediate and raw internal dialogue come to life on the paper. Remember, writing from your stream of consciousness is supposed to be messy. There is no structure and there are no rules to abide by when talking to your brain. Personal style does not have to reflect a typical journal entry. Remove any limitations and express yourself in the truest way possible. Whether you are a visual person who naturally draws out their ideas and doodles within the lines, or a person of many feelings who cannot control their word vomit, communicating in a manner that suits your personality will yield the most benefits. So this is something to think about when you're giving journaling prompts to your clients, is to know what kind of style they might be interested in. For some people, that stream of consciousness journaling is you're just messy and you're just writing thoughts that are just pouring out of your head, down your arm and into the paper. Now, there are some people who just can't do that. They need it to be more organized, or like me, there are people who would rather have bullet points. So as we go through this, and I can send you guys out all of this information. This isn't anywhere in the portal. This is just stuff that I have, classes that I've written and stuff that I've given for my clients. But, it's always good to know your client, because if you give them a journaling prompt and you tell them, oh, you have to go home and journal, if some people like me aren't interested in sitting down and just writing and writing and writing, they may not do your journaling exercise. So you want to meet people where they are, but again, they do need to facilitate their own healing. We have to be active participants in our own healing, or it's never going to stick because someone is just fixing it for us. And that's not what we're interested in. So transcribing your thoughts in a non-judgmental method especially enables you to listen to your truest voice. Yes, we all can force ourselves to go deeper and write beautiful poetry, but in order to do that to our fullest potential, we must be aware of our most present feelings and ideas. At first, this might feel harder than it sounds. You can open up a fresh journal page and suddenly you draw a blank. To tackle this moment, pause and take a breath. You can literally write that your mind is drawing a blank. Even write down, I am blank at this moment. Scribble all over the page, fill it with mindless words and your exact thoughts, such as, I don't know what to write. Once you overcome the immediate blockage of thoughts, you will uncover your mental dialogue. Take this time to express your innermost feelings, describe what has been bothering you lately, write out your plans for the day or even your plans for the future. Most importantly, ask yourself questions. If a certain idea pops into your head that is unexpected, ask yourself why. This activity will help you get to the core of your mind, which is pretty cool. So then there's mindful journaling. Mindful journaling is meditative writing. It is asking yourself why you feel a certain way: anger, happiness, frustration, love. So if you have a client that's coming in and you're working on grief, or they have an anger problem, or even addiction, maybe this would be a great way to really connect in to those feelings. And I wouldn't overwhelm your clients with, go home and write about all your feelings. Maybe if there is a prevalent feeling that is present in your one-on-one session, maybe that is where you start, because we can't overwhelm either. If someone is just starting out on this mindfulness path, on this sound healing journey, they may not know what they're feeling, and they may be feeling 25 different things at one time. And if we sit down and ask them to journal about all those 25 things, they're never going to do it. They're going to be overwhelmed, and then they're going to quit. And then they might potentially not come see you again because you've just overwhelmed them with things for them to do. So just again, be considerate that we can't, the clients sometimes, and I'm this way too, I want to fix it all right now. Give me all the tools I need so I can leave here and just go and get this done. But that's not always the best way to do things. And then I also get overwhelmed and I go, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. So, I'm speaking from experience when I tell you these things. So let's see. So meditation journaling is asking yourself why you feel a certain way: anger, happiness, frustration, love, whatever it is, and then letting it go out of your head and onto the paper. It is asking yourself about yourself and getting to know who you truly are. Mindful journaling also makes you more conscious of things going on around you. Think of it as a process that allows you to capture snapshots of your moments, days, life, so that you can examine challenges, derive wisdom from experience, and express feelings of gratitude. Mindful journaling is also a way to express yourself free from judgment, fear, or expectation. I always tell people we're always so conscious, especially now these days with words. Words are hard. Words are triggering. We're having a hard time hearing each other's words, especially if we know that we're talking to someone who maybe isn't on the same wavelength as we are. So I think what I encourage my clients to understand is that journaling is a way for you to write everything you want to say. Sometimes we have these things and we feel like we can't say them. And sometimes you just feel like you would feel so much better if you could express them in some way, any way. Journaling is a great way to do that. Now, do you run the risk of someone in your home finding your journal and reading it? I mean, maybe, but if you live with someone who would do that, you might want to reevaluate what's going on there, because I feel like anybody who finds my journal and reads it, my husband would be out the door. Like that's my personal space. So I feel like journaling is just one of those ways that you can really help your clients to write out and express everything they want to say that they just can't say about family or friends or themselves or situations, whatever it is. So, that's one great thing about journaling is it is very freeing, and you can say all these things free from judgment, fear, or expectation. Mindful journaling teaches you self-compassion, acceptance, and how to pay attention and be more mindful in your own life. Additionally, mindful journaling is useful for identifying moments and triggers when your mind disengages with the present and goes off wandering. So it's a great way to hold ourselves accountable and to check in, okay? So then there's bullet journaling. This is my ultimate favorite. This is what I like to do. Bullet journaling is perfect for someone who writes a lot of lists. That would be me. It can be a quicker way to connect in when you are in a hurry but want to do some writing. So bullet point 1, go to the grocery store. Bullet point 2, take a sound bath. Bullet point 3, all of these things. So bullet journaling, pretty self-explanatory. There's also dream journaling. I have a lot of clients who gain a lot of insight and they have very vivid, very amazing dreams. I think there are some people like, I remember my dreams. I went to sleep last night watching NCIS, which anybody who knows me recently knows that that's my jam right now. They have like 100 seasons and I'm just binging it. It's my airplane. I'm on this airplane for 3 hours and don't know what to do with myself show that I'm watching. So I was watching it last night before I went to sleep, and my dreams last night were I was a crime fighter. It happens a lot. I'm working for NCIS. I'm now a crime fighter. I don't remember a lot of my dreams. I feel like I go through periods where I remember more, but there are some people that you encounter, and you guys might be these people that have vivid, amazing dreams, and they get messages and they get uploads and downloads and all of these things. So if you have someone that really seems like they gain insight from their dreams, I would really encourage them to do some dream journaling. So many people have very vivid dreams. Unfortunately, when it's time to wake up, we tend to forget what our dreams were about. Some people get messages through their dreams and they take the dreams very seriously. Keeping a dream journal is helpful because it can serve as a tool to help you remember what your dreams were about. Sometimes your dreams are sent so that you can analyze them and learn more about yourself. As soon as you wake up, do your best to write down the dreams that you had in a dream journal. If you keep the dream journal by your bedside, that's going to be kind of the best way, because I don't know about you, but as soon as my brain engages too much, those dreams I get a feeling of what those dreams maybe were, but to actually pinpoint specifics, they start to go away, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat how our brain and our body works. We were just talking about we're in the second day of level 1 training for sound. And so we're, getting into chakras in the human body and how cool it is and how we don't even understand half of the stuff that goes on. I think your brain we only understand a little boop of our brain. So, and then gratitude journaling. So criticizing and focusing on problems seems to come more easily for us in our current climate sometimes. I think we're starting to turn that around. I think the more people are finding mindfulness and meditation and sound healing and Reiki and yoga and all of those things, I think we are striving to be better at being so critical and so negative, but we also are bombarded by news sources and Facebook and all of this stuff that is just showing us the negative all the time. All it's doing is showing us all of the issues and how we should be afraid and all of these things. So gratitude, I think, as a tool just in general, not even just journaling, but gratitude in general is a freaking awesome practice to help your clients get out of that negative way of thinking. And sometimes gratitude feels a little forced, especially when you're not feeling a lot of gratitude. But if you can find one little thing, Brian and Bill have moved out of their condo in Pompano Beach. And so now they're amazing. I'm showing you my coffee cup here because we have this amazing coffee collection now that Brian is drinking this amazing coffee that has 50% more caffeine. And who the heck doesn't need that? So, I get to enjoy this beautiful cup of coffee with my pumpkin spice creamer because it is pumpkin spice season. So if this is the only thing that I feel gratitude about today, I have shifted the tide on something that is going on. So sometimes to start out with, we have to find gratitude just in the little things. I'm wearing some super cool earrings today. Maybe I'm grateful for those and how they twinkle in the light of this Zoom meeting. Whatever it is, sometimes it's just finding one thing that you can latch onto, that you can say, okay, I'm grateful for this bed. I'm grateful for my spouse. I'm grateful for this food that's going into my face. I'm grateful for this 50% more caffeine coffee that's in front of me. And sometimes that's the spark that is needed to carry that gratitude forward and forward. It's hard to think about your problems when you're sitting in gratitude. When you're feeling grateful for something, you're not thinking about what's going on. You're thinking about that thing that you're grateful about. So gratitude in general is something that I try to get everybody in the mode in because I think it is an amazing practice. It is a foundation of mindfulness. And it is something that everyone should, especially if you have someone that's incredibly negative, that sees only the negative in situations. And I have a few people in my life that, I'm constantly going, well, this situation could be worse. And well, this situation, well, at least it's not this. Well, at least it's not. It's exhausting being with those people sometimes. So if we can imbue a little bit of gratitude to them, maybe it can change their world around. So criticizing and focusing on problems seems to come more easily for us in this current climate. For most of us, appreciation and focusing on the good takes effort and just does not seem to come naturally. But it is something that we can create new neural pathways so that that gratitude does come naturally. Okay. By keeping a gratitude journal, you develop a practice that keeps you accountable to developing appreciation and enjoying happier thoughts and days. Translating thoughts into concrete language, whether oral through mantras and affirmations, and we're going to talk affirmations in a minute, or written, has advantages over just thinking the thoughts. It makes you more aware, deepening the emotional impact and connection. There are no rules to what you write in your journal, but what you experience and feel matters a lot. When we ask ourselves what we are grateful for, we try our best to wait for the feeling to kick in before putting pen to paper. We try to visualize our gratitude and why it actually matters to us. The more detailed you can get while writing what you are grateful for, the easier it is to connect with the emotion. This feeling usually happens in our chest or solar plexus. I feel like sometimes, especially I feel like my heart sometimes is a super chaotic place, depending on what I have going on there. And sometimes checking into my heart center just feels a little too chaotic. I will sometimes check into my solar plexus. I feel like my solar plexus, it's that fire center, but it also has a lot to do with our own personal power. So sometimes when I am trying to visualize or experience feelings, I will try to check into that solar plexus and into the heart, because again, sometimes, especially if we have a lot going on, our heart can be too chaotic to even check in there. So just something to think about. This feeling usually happens in our chest, that place where we feel the intensity of a new love and excitement. By waiting a bit longer for that sensation, we know it is coming from a deeper place where we are able to affect our body and mind. This is the way to do gratitude journaling. So connect to this feeling of gratitude, feel that feeling, whatever it is that you're grateful for. Take a second to really feel that gratitude sensation in your body, and then put pen to paper. Connect to this feeling of gratitude also opens up the energy for more things to be grateful for to come into your experience. So Bill is always saying this. We're always saying like plays to like attracts like. So if you're walking around feeling gratitude, you're going to attract more things to be grateful for. So, explaining gratitude and then having your client do, say, a gratitude journal is a great way to cultivate that gratitude and start really getting those things. It's like getting that train rolling, right? Gratitude is a great way to start in any sort of mindfulness practice. There's also meditation journaling. So meditation journaling would be when you're done with a meditation. It helps you to have a more definite sense of what is actually going on in your meditations. When you sit down after meditation and take a few minutes to journal what you've been experiencing, it makes it pretty obvious how effective your meditations have really been. If you examine your experience honestly and with a desire to learn, then you become much more aware of what your meditation practice actually is. You can become more aware of your weaknesses and your strengths and have a much more penetrating understanding of what you need to be working on. So I have a lot of clients who come in and they say, oh, I can't meditate, it's too hard. Well, you can't sit down and start a 45-minute meditation right off the bat when you've never meditated before and expect that you're going to be super awesome at it. Meditation takes practice and it takes baby steps. And meditation is a practice. Meditation is a meditative practice. It is something that takes work. It is something that takes at least 30 days to solidify. I encourage my clients, I know it sucks and it's hard to carve out 15 minutes every day. but I start my clients out with a very simple walking meditation. Then I build up into a body scan meditation. Then I build up into other things. And so over 4, 5, 6 weeks, I start out with very small meditations, and then you work up into the guided meditation. So you're never going to want to start someone who doesn't meditate out with, oh, I just wrote a 35-minute meditation and I think you should do this. It's too much. But if you can start clients meditating, start them off with very simple meditations and have them start a meditation journal at the same time, within those 6 weeks that it takes them to become masters of meditation, they will be able to look back and see how far they've come. They'll also be able to look back and see if their meditations are taking them where they want to go. And maybe they're not. Maybe you need to shift that up. Maybe they need to shift that up, or think of maybe now their meditations want to take them in a different way. So journaling plus the act of doing things is a great way to keep your clients going and engaged. So your journaling can also help you to set goals. It's not that you try to pin down your experience before it happens. That's rarely, if ever, going to work. And it's more likely to result in frustration than in any progress in our meditation practice. Instead, what you're trying to do in setting goals is to develop a stronger sense of where you want to go in your meditation practice. Through looking back at your past experience, you can see what you need to work on. Perhaps it's forgiveness or patience that you need to develop. Perhaps it's more persistence, or more calmness. Whatever changes you want to make, having clear goals will help you attain them. And when you decide to keep a meditation journal, you will almost inevitably find that your meditation becomes a rehearsal for the journal entry that follows. You'll find yourself thinking about what you're going to write rather than just getting on with your practice. You see this as a form of the hindrance of doubt, because you're trying to find reassurance and security in getting your journal entry right. So simply smile whenever you recognize that your doubt is manifesting in this way, let go of the thoughts, and then return to the practice without self-recrimination. So those are just a couple of journaling prompts, journaling styles, journaling ways that people could go about. So if you have someone coming in who is doing a sound bath, if they say they don't meditate, that's always a great place to start. Maybe get them into a gratitude practice and then get them meditating. But doing those practices and then journaling about it, I think journaling is one of the best tools, one of the best coaching tools. So don't hesitate to link up journaling to any homework that you're going to give your clients. When you start journaling, you're going to start to find yourself feeling more present in the moment in your daily life. This will help writing seem like a less tedious task, because you will already have inspiration built up just from things that you notice in your everyday life. If you've never journaled before, there are a few tips to get you started. So I don't normally buy journals for my clients because I love going into a store and finding a journal. I love looking at all the journals, and they're shiny, and some of them have sparkles on them, and some of them have inspirational quotes, and some of them are leather bound. And I just love it. I went into the DC airport a couple of weeks ago. And number one, it is a freaking cool airport. If you've never been into Ronald Reagan Airport or whatever it is, it's really awesome. But they have the most beautiful stationery store. And I had like a 2-hour layover. I legit spent 90 minutes in that stationery store, just walking around, looking at paper and cards and journals. And oh, it was lovely. So you want your clients to pick a journal that is special to them. Oh, I have somebody who wants to enter. So pick a journal that is special to them. Find one that is decorative or their favorite color, because the more they like it, the more likely they are to use it. Okay. Create a ritual. Do this ritual every time you journal. Rituals create habits. So encourage your clients to get some rituals around their journaling. Start with gratitude, whether it's a whole list or just one item. Gratitude helps to shift your perspective. Reflect, evaluate yourself, step outside yourself to look at situations. Practice full emotional disclosure. Do not censor yourself. This is a place you can truly speak freely. Make space for new ideas. Don't just address lingering issues, but celebrate new ideas and new patterns unfolding. And really, you want to encourage your clients to be consistent. It's not always easy, but it is possible, especially now that we have even journaling apps on our phones. We have note apps. If people are like, oh, I don't want to carry a journal around with me, I carry around a giant bag, y'all. My bag is almost bigger than it. It is the heaviest. I have books in there. I just have everything in there, and I'm afraid to go down to a smaller purse because I have so much in there that I'm afraid that I'm going to miss out on my big, thick, giant esoteric anatomy book that is weighing down my life and can now be used as a weapon. But for someone who doesn't want to carry around extra paper, or there's tons of notes and stuff on your phone, on your app. So you don't even need a journal. For someone who says, oh, I don't want to carry around, you don't have to. You carry around that Google box in your pocket, get a note app or a journal app, and you can journal right in there. So then there's no way, to lose it or for anybody to break into it sometimes. So those are just some journaling styles, and really, journaling is one of those things that I really do think is important. And I think there is a scientific study that they've done that you really can empty out your thoughts and you can really affect change within yourself. There's something scientific about your thoughts kind of traveling down your arm and down and out through the pen. And they have shown that people who journal are able to get things out and to work things out better than people who aren't, because those thoughts really, that energy really does move from your brain down and out through your pen. So don't ever discount journaling. It seems like it's something that we have a lot of resistance to, but I think we can really encourage our clients to push past that if we feel like that is something we want to do. Another great coaching tool for, again, is gratitude. So we talked about gratitude journaling, but I just want to talk a little bit about gratitude in general. Okay. So quantum physics has proven that everything is energy, and that includes our emotions. Gratitude is number one on the emotional vibration scale. Along with love, it is the highest vibration emotion of all. When we dwell in the higher vibration emotions, think love, gratitude, hope, joy, and optimism, the energy generated from these emotions raises our vibrational frequency. Having a high vibration means that we are more aligned with our dreams and goals. Life becomes easier. We attract positive people and make better decisions. All these things serve to make us feel happier and more content. I just lost my place. Okay, like attracts like. It's as simple as that. If you feel sad, lonely, negative, or angry, you will find that you attract more of those things into your life. Things will manifest in your life that reflect your dominant vibration. As humans, it's natural to experience negative emotions sometimes. I think sometimes we get it in our heads that as mindful people and people on this journey, we have to be positive, shiny, happy people all the time. I can promise you that is not how I roll. I am not necessarily a negative person, but I don't feel shiny and happy all the time. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay for us to experience whatever emotions we're experiencing. What isn't okay is the living there, the dwelling there, the staying there. I think when we get in the habit of dwelling in those things, that's where it becomes a habitual problem. But I think it's okay for us to experience negativity, y'all. The important thing to remember is that you need to release those emotions as soon as they've been felt. Once you have raised your energetic frequency again, you will find it much easier to maintain it. And residing in this higher energetic state means that the like attracts like rule will work in your favor. You will naturally resonate with higher vibration people, things, and experiences, bringing a sense of ease and joy to your life. The word gratitude is derived from the Latin word gratia, which means grace, graciousness, or gratefulness. In some ways, gratitude encompasses all of these meanings. Gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what an individual receives, whether tangible or intangible. With gratitude, people acknowledge the goodness in their lives. In the process, people usually recognize that the source of that goodness lies, at least potentially outside of ourselves. As a result, gratitude also helps people connect to something larger than ourselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. People who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon the things they're thankful for experiencing have more positive emotions. We feel more alive, sleep better, express more compassion and kindness, and even have stronger immune systems. So if somebody really needs convincing, you can say, oh, well, all I can say is gratitude will help your immune system. And maybe in today's the Rona world we're living in, maybe that will help. Gratitude and its sibling appreciation is the mental tool we use to remind us of the good stuff. It's a lens that helps us to see the things that don't make it onto our lists of problems to be solved. It's a spotlight that when we shine on the people who give us the good things in life, it's a bright red paintbrush we apply to otherwise invisible blessings, like clean streets or health or enough food to eat. When we're feeling grateful, our body calms and we feel at peace in all realms of our lives. It's impossible to feel grateful and stressed at the same time. Research has linked gratitude with a wide range of benefits, including strengthening our immune systems, improving sleep patterns, feeling optimistic and experiencing more joy and pleasure, being more helpful and generous, and feeling less lonely and isolated. So gratitude even helps to mitigate depression. Gratitude is essential during times of stress, depression, worry, dire circumstances, and uncertainty. It is under crisis conditions when we have the most to gain by a grateful perspective on life. In the face of demoralization, gratitude has the power to energize. In the face of brokenness, gratitude has the power to heal. In the face of despair, gratitude has the power to bring hope. In other words, gratitude can help us cope with hard times. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that gratitude will come easily or naturally in a crisis. We're feeling so many other things sometimes in a crisis that it almost seems wrong or trivial to search for gratitude, but it is a great way to keep us from going down a dark hole that we maybe will have a hard time finding our way out of. As simple as that, okay? No one feels grateful that he or she has lost a job or a home or good health, but it is vital to make a distinction between feeling grateful and being grateful. We don't have total control over our emotions. We cannot easily will ourselves to feel grateful, less depressed or happy. Feelings follow from the way we look at the world, thoughts we have about the way things are, the way things should be, and the distance between these 2 points. But being grateful is a choice, a prevailing attitude that endures and is relatively immune to the gains and losses that flow in and out of life. When disaster strikes, gratitude provides a perspective from which you can view life in its entirety and not be overwhelmed by temporary circumstances. Research suggests that if you practice gratitude enough, it becomes a habit, and that increases your chances of psychologically surviving hard times and standing a chance of being happier in good times. Yes, this perspective is hard to achieve, but it is worth the effort. So gratitude, and it, I go on and on and on about gratitude because I love it, but there's lots of ways, there's lots of tools that you can start to become a fantastic, or, fantastically grateful person. So one of the tools is you can think about death and loss. And I know this sounds depressing and morbid, but contemplating endings really does make us more grateful for the life we currently have, according to a lot of different studies. So it seems morbid to say to someone, think about death, think about loss, but it is one of the ways to really shine contrast on being grateful for the life that we do have, okay? Try giving things up that you love for a little while. So we humans are astoundingly adaptive creatures and will adapt even to the good things. When we do, their subjective value starts to drop. We start to take things for granted. That's the point at which we might give them up for a while, be it chocolate, sex, or even something like sunlight. I don't know about Florida. We can't give up sunlight. We'd never be able to go anywhere or go outside. And then take the time to really savor them when we allow them back into our lives. When you incorporate this thing, whatever it is, back into your life, you will value it and appreciate it more, therefore increasing the gratitude. Take the time to smell the roses, the coffee, the bread baking, your favorite candle, the woods, whatever gives you pleasure. Savoring positive experiences makes those experiences stick in your brain and increase the benefits to your psyche. The key here is expressing gratitude and appreciation for the experience. So living mindfully, that's mindful gratitude. Let's see. Be thankful for people, not just things. Unlike coffee, bread, or the sun, people care and glow in gratitude. Experiences that heighten meaningful connections with others, like noticing how another person has helped you, acknowledging the effort it took, and savoring how you benefited from it, are shown to engage biological systems for trust and affection, alongside circuits for pleasure and reward. This provides a synergistic and enduring boost to the positive experience. So saying thank you to a person, your brain registers that something good has happened and that you are more richly enmeshed in a meaningful social community. Think outside the box. We're graduating from the basic to advanced gratitude. So pay attention. The really tough-minded, grateful person thanks the boyfriend who dumped her, the homeless person who asked for change, the boss who laid him off. If we're willing and able to look, we can find a reason to feel grateful even to people who have harmed us. We can thank that boyfriend for being brave enough to end a relationship that wasn't working, the homeless person for reminding us of our advantages and vulnerability, and the boss for forcing us to face new challenges. This is a great way of thinking about the world that can help us turn disaster into a stepping stone. So, somebody said to me once, and you guys have heard me say this, but it really is a phrase that changed my life. And that is, life does not happen to us, it happens for us. And if you can, I honestly, I do not think any other way now. It is the only way that I approach every situation is, what is this doing for me? This has ended, this even maybe ended badly. Why? What is this doing for me? And also, if it's a relationship that's ending, maybe it's not about you. Maybe it's about what this situation is doing for the other person. So I'm always trying to find that gratitude spin. What is, okay, thank you for, not speaking to me anymore because that opened up all these doors, or it made it so I could focus more on myself. There's so many things that we can find to be grateful for. Okay. So that's a little spiel on some gratitude. The next thing that I want to talk about is affirmations. Affirmations are amazing tools. You guys have probably heard me in the trainings tell you that I'm the crazy person that walks around my neighborhood with headphones on, just talking out loud about all my affirmations. I do them in the car sometimes if I feel like I need some extra oomph. And I give my clients affirmations all the time. I also incorporate affirmations into my sound healing. So affirmations are positive statements and empowering phrases that are used for a variety of purposes. They're especially helpful when working with the chakras. Affirmations often have an immediate effect on one's mood and personal vibration. The powerful keywords that make up an affirmation can be used to reprogram the mind, heal the body, and empower the spirit. Using affirmations can help you stay motivated, achieve a goal, and create lasting positive changes in your life. Affirmations work by purposefully replacing any negative or limiting thoughts, ideas, or beliefs that have been internalized over the years. These positive statements assert who you want to be and affirm how you want to experience your life. When affirmations are repeated on a regular basis and with focused intentions, they work to balance the entire chakra system and can help to transform you and your clients' lives in amazing ways. Repeat the affirmative statement several times while feeling the associated positive emotion at the same time. The affirmations can be repeated anytime you are working with the chakras or working with anyone, really, for that matter. When doing a sound bath, okay, so I'm going to just put this out here. When doing a sound bath, repeat the affirmations for each bowl you are playing, sending out the positive intentions. So I tend to repeat these affirmations silently to myself while I'm doing this in a sound bath. But then what I do is I will give the clients, like, if they come in and they're coming in, say for, I mean, there's so many different reasons. I will then maybe sit down and go, okay, what are some affirmations that we want to cultivate in this session? And then I will use those affirmations during my sound bath. I will be repeating them as I'm playing the bowls, sending those affirmations out to the client. Then I also write the affirmations down and give them to my clients to take home with them so that they repeat those same affirmations until we see each other again. And then we get some new affirmations and we use those in the sound bath. And then I write them down and give them those affirmations to take home with them. You could also do it with mantras. This isn't just with affirmations. If you have a cool mantra that you like to use, or you know, maybe you're a TM and you have a mantra that you use for your meditations, write that down and give it to your clients to take home with them. And then infuse your sound baths by visualizing that mantra flowing out to your clients. All of this can go hand in hand. So I'm talking about affirmations right now, but you could really do this with gratitude. Maybe there's one word that your client, or one thing that your client is grateful for, or one thing that you're working on. You send that gratitude out through your bowls, and then you know, have your client go home and journal about that. So for the affirmations, so you can have your clients write down the affirmations on paper and keep them with them so they have them whenever they need it. I do this all the time. I also do have the client write down the affirmations, because again, it's that stream of consciousness down the arm into the pen, writing it down. It can also help to place the affirmations around their homes. I have affirmations in my bathroom. I have them on my refrigerator. I have them in all sorts of different places. So wherever I am, when I open up my fridge, I see a cool affirmation, or if I'm in my bathroom, I have affirmations for the day that I read while I'm getting ready. So there's lots of things that you can do. So this is just a small list of some different affirmations. Now, if you guys have access to the level 2 portal, this is listed in level 2 under affirmations, healing the chakras with affirmations and sound. So there's a bunch of different affirmations for all the different chakras. So here's a couple for the root chakra. I am confident. I am at peace where I am. I am vitalized and energized. I am connected to my body. For the sacral chakra, I feel joyful and passion. I feel safe and secure. I feel safe in my body. I feel clear and free. I feel a sense of abundance. Affirmations for the solar plexus. I have willpower. I choose goodness and love. I persevere. I get the job done. I am in control of my life. Affirmations for the heart chakra. I receive abundance. I receive love from others, the universe, God. I receive compassion. My heart is awakening. My heart is connecting to all of life. Affirmations through the throat chakra. I speak my truth. I speak from my heart. I speak from my highest truth. I speak authentically. I listen to others without judgment. I am authentically creative. Affirmations for the third eye. I see clearly. I am insightful. I trust my intuition. I am inspired. I am calm and clear. I am connected to my higher self. Affirmations for the crown chakra. I am love. I am light. I am oneness. I am healed. I am unity. So you could choose an affirmation from each of these. You could choose an affirmation from each of these categories. And as you go through all of the different bowls that you're playing, you repeat this affirmation, and then you could give this list out to your clients to take home, have them write it out and take home. So affirmations are such a great, they go hand in hand with gratitude, as far as when we feel like we're in this spiral or pattern of negative thoughts. Affirmations have a great way of kind of putting a stop to that path and putting us back on that positive train, that gratitude train. So affirmations should be said out loud. Affirmations, ultimately should be done in a mirror while talking to yourself, because it's like you are talking to yourself with these affirmations, but you say them out loud because you guys aren't the only ones hearing my voice and my words. I am also hearing my voice and my words. So when you say affirmations out loud, you are getting those words into your subconscious. So it's not always easy to say them out loud, because maybe sometimes you look like a kook walking around talking to yourself out loud about how awesome you are. But does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? I don't care what my neighbors think. They can think I'm crazy. It's fine. Maybe I'll inspire them into some affirmations. So, let's see. We have gratitude. We have, there is also, and we only have a couple minutes left, but there's also the simple practice of, if someone feels like they're blocked, if someone feels like they have something going on in their life that they just can't seem to get over, whether it's, you know, I just can't seem to find my dream job, or I never seem to make enough money. There's a great tool where you visualize this issue that you feel like you just can't overcome, and you visualize that issue as a wall that is too high for you to climb. And in the visualization, you visualize yourself maybe setting up, what is it called? Dynamite or something to blow up the wall, or you visualize yourself as the Kool-Aid man and you bust through the wall, or you visualize all of a sudden these rock climbing holds and you can climb up and over. But I think that active visualization really does help your clients start to visualize themselves overcoming or smashing through or breaking down whatever that situation is. And that seems really, really simple, but I promise you, it is such an amazing and empowering tool. So sometimes if I have a client who comes in and they're like, I have worked on all these things, I just can't seem to get past this. When they're laying in their sound baths, I will have them visualizing that problem and them busting through it through their whole session, so that by the end, they have busted through that maybe 100 times within that session. They visualize it and visualize it and visualize it. So there's power in visualization. So anything that you can come up with, I believe, as a way to help your clients visualize working through something, or maybe it shows up and you can dig a hole and climb under the problem, whatever it is, it allows your clients to use their own creativity. It allows them to choose their own way of how they want to overcome this obstacle, but you're giving them the visualization. Now, it's about the focus. Okay. It's about the visualization. It's about the focus. By giving them these tools, the journaling, the gratitude, the meditations, the affirmations, it is helping them to live their lives more intentionally every day. It gives them a place to focus where they want their energy to go. And as we all know, when you start to live your life intentionally and you start to focus on living your life in a mindful way, you will start to transform and live a better, more joy-filled, cohesive life. So that's what all of these tools are really meant for. And, again, if you're not a coach, I really do encourage you that if you have a client come into a sound bath and they leave at the end of a session and they are dealing with something that you are not equipped with, have people in your area that you can refer to. I have a chiropractor, a massage therapist, I have a therapist, I have a male therapist and a woman therapist. I have someone that I refer to people for grief. I have people that I refer to for addiction. I can help coach people through addiction, but there are some things that they're dealing with that is just too much for me to handle. I don't know enough about addiction to really dig into some of those deeper things. But I believe that meditation is a great tool for addiction. I believe that gratitude, I believe that sound baths, I believe that yoga, I believe that all of these things are great tools that we have at our disposal to help people move through. Ecstatic dance, I'm doing free flow dance now. I love it. You get to help people and you can see them moving their bodies and working things out. Then we get them down into a sound bath and we just clear all that stuff away. And then I encourage my clients when they go home, dance it out in your kitchen. Since I've started dancing, I dance at least once a day, even if it's not an ecstatic dance. It really is, though. I'll put on some sort of 80s music. I've been getting into Chris Stapleton country. I went to New Hampshire and they've corrupted my brain and now I can't get it to stop. So I will put on a cool song and I will just dance for 3 or 4 minutes in my house. And I have to tell you, I am filled with so much joy and gratitude and happiness, and it transfers into the rest of my life. So give your clients, if they love music, have them dance it out in their house every day. And this is free flow, just working it out, dancing. There's no thinking. This is just, you're just dancing just to move and however your body feels called to move. So you guys all have lots of tools at your disposal, and maybe you don't know that, but all of these things that you know are things that you can give your clients to help them when they leave your space. But again, don't be afraid to refer out. If you feel like you have someone who is dealing with something that you're not equipped to handle with, don't be afraid to do that. You're being responsible and you're supporting that person in the way that you can. So, I hope that this was just a very, there's so many more tools out there, but without kind of getting you into a full-fledged coaching class, I just wanted to give you some tools. I feel like sometimes that seems to be the biggest thing in our classes right now is, okay, we've learned all this stuff, but now what? How do we help our clients when they leave our space? So does anybody have any questions or anything they want to add? Any tools that they use that they find are particularly amazing in maybe the group session or the one-on-one sessions? I feel like when I do these classes, I just sit down and talk my head off, but I want to give you guys as much information as possible in the hour that we're together. Okay. Well,
Hi.
Hi.
Great stuff, man. There's so much. I was just taking notes, but hopefully you can send us more stuff. It's like there's a lot to process.
100%. And I can send
yeah.
you all, I'm going to write down because I know that you were all here, but as soon as I close this window down, I'm going to go, who was here again? You guys, if you guys have access to the level 2 portal, you will have the affirmations in sound. So I'm not going to resend that to you, but I will send you out the information I have on journaling and gratitude and all of those things that we talked about today, if you guys are interested in that.
For sure. I think these tools are amazing. Just like you said, that we got to give more it's small bites to the clients. So just again, some people might be like, oh yeah, I want to do journaling. There's this whole the whole 5 a.m. or miracle morning philosophy that just you get up earlier, you do your affirmations, your journaling, your exercise. I mean, you spend about an hour for yourself, but not everybody are committed to it or disciplined to it or focused, but we can give those small bites to the clients. It's just they can I like the idea you said. It's start with those small meditation exercises and just build that up until they get to journaling, and that was very helpful.
Yeah, I think think about, and there are some people who want all of it at one time, but I feel like I never stick to a new course of doing things if I'm overwhelmed with too many things to do. So I think for me, the breaking it down into small steps is just going to help your client not feel like they have to go home and do all this homework too for you. I want to keep it fun and engaging, but I also don't want to overwhelm them. And I want my clients to go home and do these practices. I want them to succeed. I don't want whatever I give them to take home with them to be another failure or another something that they now pile on themselves about things that they didn't do. You know what I mean? So
right.
I feel like sometimes we all, oh gosh, I have to do this and this and this and this and this and 5 things I haven't done today. And geez, Louise, da, 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 da. I don't want the homework I give them to be another thing there,
Right. For sure.
Perfect. Well, good. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
What you got, Pammy?
I just want to share with everybody that the new moon is official. It just clicked over.
Yes.
and I
new
read something.
Moon.
I read something interesting in this book that I'm reading called Lunar Acceptance or Lunar Abundance. And it was set an intention to know your intention.
Ooh.
Isn't that good?
That is good.
Yeah, because sometimes you're
know my intention.
I know it's like you're always like coming up with something.
out.
And when I read that, set an intention to know your intention. And I just want to say thank you because I miss you and you did an awesome job
You
and
too.
you really, really made my day today. So thank you for
Oh,
that.
thank you. How's that grandbaby? Good.
Yeah, he's going to be 4 weeks already.
Pam has a new grandbaby, everybody.
Congratulations.
And he's so cute.
He is so cute. So thank you for that. But move forward and I look forward to talking with you real soon. And it's good to see everybody else. Have a great
Awesome.
day.
How about you, Robin? Anything to add, my dear?
I would say one of the things that I have found that my clients really like, not only with my business page, I always post a morning affirmation, but when people come in for a treatment, I allow my intuition to, as we all do, lead our sessions. But I always leave them with at least one affirmation at the end. And I tell them if they are comfortable to either repeat it after me out loud or in their head. And I've literally had people share with me that sometimes those affirmations have made huge impacts on their lives. I had one lady tell me it saved her life.
100%. Isn't it crazy how I think we discount affirmations and we don't do them a lot, but I think I know for myself, it's been the same way. I think those affirmations can turn me around sometimes like nothing else can. So that's really cool. I love that you leave them with an affirmation with all of their treatments. That's really cool. I love that. Awesome. Out there doing good work, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Well, I will tell you guys that Stu is graduating our level 3 program. I'm just going to put that out there so we can all. Yay, Stu!
Yay!
That's awesome, man. Woo!
So Stu is finishing up with some of us, but I hope he doesn't disappear forever. We want Stu to be around because Stu is out there in the world learning all sorts of amazing things. And Stu is going to be teaching about the hand pan soon. So anybody who wants to get into the hand pan, Stu is real good at that. So be on the lookout for Stu's class. He's going to be doing a class for us on the hand pan. So definitely tune into that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, good. I love seeing what all of you guys are doing out there. Robin, I love your videos and all of your posts that you and your daughter are doing, and everything just looks beautiful out there. And I'm so proud and honored to know all of you. And thank you so much for tuning in today. I know it's a Saturday, or I'm sorry, it's a Sunday, and maybe this is not where you thought you'd be, but thank you so much. And next week I'm going to talk about kind of movement and how movement can help with stuck emotions and how movement can be really beautiful, and you don't have to be certified to help people dance or move or to work out those emotions. And we'll talk a little bit about maybe stuck emotions, and we'll talk a little Louise Hay because she's the OG and I just love her, and she keeps popping up on my Facebook feed right now. So I feel like Louise Hay she's coming to me to chat with you guys next week. So that will be next week. I have no idea where I'm going to be. I don't even know if I can get out of Houston. I'm supposed to fly home on Wednesday, but we have a tropical storm that's now moving in. And even if it doesn't hit us directly, it's going to affect the whole coast that I live on. So I might be stuck in Houston for a few days. I'm not sure. So, I hope to be home by this time next week, but you never know. I might still be on the road show with the dudes because I can't get home. So we'll see how it goes. But for anybody who is being impacted by this tropical storm the next few days, good luck to you and stay safe. And for everybody else, I love you, and you guys stay safe too. And we'll talk to you next week. Okay.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Alex,
Have a great.
Alex, stay on the call. Stay on the line.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So
I love
chat
your
a minute.
energy.
You have a
Your
you have a second
energy.
to chat?
Of course. I love
Okay.
your energy. I love that I picked you. I mean, listen, I love all the guys, right? But I love that I picked you as my mentor and coach. You think just like, you think outside the box, and you always just like, we're doing sound healing, but there's so much more that you're sharing with us. So just like to add into our like the toolbox, if you will. And I
Good.
appreciate that. Just like you're sharing not only your personal, your professional experiences, what you're doing, your courses, and you bring it to into this dynamic. And I appreciate just like just writing down here, just like it's hard to keep up with you, but there's so many things flowing, and
Yeah.
you just gave me a lot of these ideas. It's just, oh my gosh, just like it's amazing. I appreciate it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Good. And I'll send you out the information so that you don't have to crazily write notes. I'll get
Right.
that sent
So
out to you, all of that
these
stuff.
classes are being recorded and being saved within this Mighty Network platform.